No.
Nope.
Mm.
Is it on?
Well, I think we're live.
Is it on?
Yes.
Hi.
Surprise.
Hi.
There's this joining me today.
Hi.
Hi. It says 0 viewers, huh? I wonder if it's working. If you guys can see this signal feed right now, can you guys leave in the live chat?
Say hi.
Say hi. Tell us where you're from. What do you do? What time is it?
That's a question. That's a lot of questions.
Is your significant others also watching this? Let's see. Oh, well, we have 1 viewer now. Five viewers.
Hello, 5 people.
Hello, 5 people. How are you doing today on this beautiful night?
Say hi.
It's good weather today.
It was so nice. It's cloudy. And it's not sunny.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, someone actually said where they're from.
Yes. Hello, Jonathan Santiago from Memphis, Collier View, Tennessee. I think it's Tennessee. Awesome. Passion for gadgets. Hi from Hawaii. Photo me Ike. I got you. I got your name this time.
Hi, Calvin.
Everything looks good.
Hi, Jim.
Jim says groovy. How y'all?
Rodrigo.
Hello. Welcome to the show. Well, welcome to the pre-show.
Good morning.
This is Vivian's first live show.
I know I accidentally said good morning, but it's night here.
Good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Hey.
Have we done a live show before?
I don't think so.
Like at any capacity, we've never done a live. Have we done one?
There was one time you did a live, and I popped in because I didn't know you were doing a live, and I just came back.
But what about back when I was doing the Japanese production? Got the Japanese production coming. No, you. But I did lives there. But did you?
Oh, I never tried. I was always like the voice from the outside, like.
Okay, but so this is technically going to be your first live show.
Philippines, Netherlands, El Salvador. I have heard of El Salvador.
We've heard of El Salvador.
Portugal, Indonesia. Hi, Jim.
Jim says his wife doesn't know yet about his Sony 70-200 2.8 lens.
Is it really big?
It's my giant white zoom.
How do you hide that? You better have like a really big sock that
what is an advice
hide.
What is an advice you want to give Jim to hide it, or like break it to his wife that he got a new lens? What would your advice be?
On a date night, you take her to some nice restaurant if she likes food.
This is quality advice here, guys.
Take her to a nice place, get her wine, a cheese plate.
That's what you
like.
Let
her order dessert.
I'm taking notes right now.
And then just slowly break it to her when she's like, after she's had like 2 glasses of wine and she's all like happy. Then you're gonna be like, oh, by the way, I bought a new lens. It's sitting in our sock drawer.
If I did that, would that work on you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would see.
That's because I like wine and I like cheese plates. And you have to let her order dessert. Jason never lets me order dessert. So you have to get her like a nice, like really like a molten chocolate cake or something like that. Or
I'll get you the dessert when I know I really effed up and like got a really expensive thing.
Oh man. I know if Jason goes, I'm gonna take you out, that I know
maybe you shouldn't see what this is right here.
What is that?
Nothing. Yeah.
Well, I don't know how you hit that lens. That thing is like this big.
Yeah, it's pretty darn big. What was your reaction when I brought home that lens?
I knew you got it.
Okay, yeah, you knew I got it.
That's about it.
Okay,
I already knew you didn't hide it. So
I'm the Brown says this will be comedy.
I hope so.
Let's hope so too.
Lots of wine. See, Jim knows wine.
Assuming I'll still be alive after this show, but yeah. Jim P apparently has a coffin that's being sent to his house. He's ready for his wife to.
That's how you do it.
That's what we talked about in the last week's show, Jim.
Like you send her a coffin, like at her work or something like that, and you just be like, "I hope you don't use this after what I have to tell you," and then see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, so gallon of wine. That's the plan. That's what Jim P is gonna do. Gallon of wine.
Man up and pull that huge lens out. Yep.
Oh,
that's true. You can't afford it, dinner. You blew all the money on the lens. She's gonna be like, that lens could have paid for my vacation.
Yeah.
How are you gonna answer that?
By the way, let us know if the sound is good or if it's too loud, because this is the first time I have it on the other setting where it picks up sound from the left and the right. So hopefully it's clear. Hopefully it's nothing's peaking. According to at least the Google Hangout, everything seems good on
I'm not too loud?
end. No, I mean, well, you weren't peaking. Well, you were kind of talking a little bit loud.
I'm just loud in general.
I'm going deaf right here. She's always, okay, so I'm always driving. I'm technically supposed to be on this side. I'm driving. And she would always like scream in my ear because I
now I'm giving this ear a break, and now it's this ear.
Yeah, I'm gonna go deaf on both ears. I'm gonna need like those earplugs that I wear at concerts too.
Hi, Gilbert from South Orange County. Try to say this in Spanish. Oh no!
Don't read this. Don't read it. We don't know what it says. Could get us in trouble.
Okay, I don't want to get in trouble.
I don't know if you guys ever watched like Twitch or whatever, but like you guys got to be careful, or at least Twitch streamers have to be careful, because sometimes people will send in a link in the chat and they accidentally open it and it's like something very, very like not cool. Porn? Yeah, I wasn't gonna say that, but you already took the word out of my mouth. And then that Twitch streamer got banned. You know, that was and Twitch streamers, they make a living from it.
Oh, and it pops up on their screen because they're playing the game. Oh, that sucks.
So that's why we gotta be careful. Anyone who's doing live streams, you gotta be careful. Don't click on any random links, and don't have weird stuff on your computer. That's all I can say.
Just don't have weird stuff on your computer in general.
Yeah, but what if you accidentally click on something that people send you? You know. Gotta be careful.
Links. Don't click on links. I got a virus one.
Rodrigo, I'm sorry, man. I'm sure it's a very beautiful thing that you said. It's very. I'm sure it's very poetic.
It's probably like hello because it says saludos. So maybe that's like hi.
No, now we're in trouble now.
I say a bad word.
YouTube's gonna take us down. We're done. The show is over. The first day.
I got a virus from clicking like a link back when we had like AOL Messenger, and then I got like a link from my friend and I clicked it and it gave me a virus. So don't click on any links.
Cool. So Iwan says not too loud, very stable. Andrew says a little loud.
I'm sorry, I'll back up.
No,
I'll lower my decibels.
Low, please. You're killing my ear right now. Okay, so everyone says it sounds good. Thank you guys for the feedback. I really do appreciate it. Carol F asked, how was Comic-Con? So unfortunately this year we wanted to go and we were planning to go, but on Saturday we have to help our friend shoot something, and this little girl here was the makeup artist. So
yay, but we didn't get home till like 5 a.m. So we're like,
yeah, so we were gonna go Sunday, yesterday, right? But then we didn't finish the shoot until 5 a.m. on Sunday. We shoot from 12 Saturday to like 5 a.m.
Oh, so late.
So, yeah.
We couldn't go, but it looked fun. Next year.
Photo Me Ike says, I'm too afraid to say the P word. Yeah, I just don't want to get ourselves in trouble. You know, this is a family-friendly channel.
P word?
Yeah, let's just not bring it up.
What's the P word?
All right, ready to start the show?
Is it ready?
It's 7 p.m.
Okay.
All right, guys. It's 7 o'clock. Welcome back to another Monday Night Live with me and a very special guest, Vivian.
Me.
My girlfriend. Yeah. So Danny won't be able to join us for this show today because Danny has, I think, a conference out in Santa Barbara. So Vivian will be joining us for about, 15 minutes or so?
Yeah.
And after that, I'll be going solo with the show. So let's see right here. Cool. Okay, everyone's good. Okay, awesome. So as you guys know, we love to start the show with new gear announcement. Don't worry, you know everything that I got. So there's no surprises today. There's no surprises for her. But let us know what new piece of gear that you picked up over the week by using the hashtag new gear. So what I got is an Amazon Echo.
It's a foam roller.
It's a foam roller.
It looks like a giant Echo.
It looks
like, put it right here.
Right?
It's a foam roller.
Alexa, foam roll my thigh. Okay, well, it's not very working properly.
I don't know that.
Okay.
Stop saying her name.
Stop saying. Okay, so we didn't get the Amazon Echo, but we did get the Amazon Echo Show. There it is.
Wait, I have to put it.
Oh yeah, let me move this right here.
Put it right in the center.
So what is this? This is not a tablet. This is more of a photo frame device that accepts voice commands. So if you guys ever use voice command on your smartphone, like Siri, Google, or Bixby from Samsung. It's pretty much the same thing. You can get it to play videos, music, show you your calendar, show you the weather, etc. And if your home is automated, you can get it to control your AC, which I can't do that with my AC. You can control your coffee maker to brew you coffee in the morning, which I also can't do. And, control your lights, which is something that I can do.
That's all he
That's all I can do.
So he's been milking it.
So it's very similar to the Apple HomePod or the Google Home, if you guys are familiar with that. So yeah, let's just demonstrate with my one and only light. So Alexa, turn on my room light.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, it's red.
This is his room light.
It's
like a demonic red color.
No, I was gonna say it's more romantic.
Oh, see, this is how we're different. I thought it was demonic.
Red is. This is yeah. No, thanks.
Wait.
My good gesture went out the window.
Alexa, turn room lights to blue.
Oh, there we go.
One.
Should we just keep this on? This looks really cool.
I like this one. Leave this one.
This wasn't planned. I was going to turn it back to daylight, but this actually looks really cool, and I like it a lot. So this completely just adds like a whole different feeling to.
I feel like I have a cool home with like those LED lights everywhere. Yeah.
So obviously, it can do way more than that. Like, let's say, Alexa, what's my schedule like today?
Today there are 2 events remaining. They are all in progress. Downgrade Evernote Premium lasts all day. YouTube Live podcast will end at 8:30 p.m.
That's Jason's day.
There you go. Now you guys know what time the YouTube Live.
Downgrading Evernote.
Yeah, that's what I do. I thought that I had a lot more to do today, but I didn't put it all in. But anyways, so yeah, this is the one of the many devices that Amazon offers. They actually have a line of these home devices. And what's different from the other brands that I've mentioned earlier is that for the most part, this is directly tied to your Amazon Prime account. So you can actually use the Echo to order you stuff. And that's very dangerous.
Bad.
And I'm pretty sure that was the main objective at the Amazon HQ. They're like, how can we push people to buy more stuff? And, they obviously want to make something that's a lot easier. And what's easier than just saying, hey, I need more lenses, more cameras, more batteries. We're trying very hard to not say the A word because that would trigger the device, and then we have to
watching this show. And if Jason ends up buying like a lens and like 2 batteries by accident, I'm gonna laugh.
Yeah. So for those of you who are, I guess, if Amazon is not really a big thing in your country, in the US here, it's super huge because that's how we get most of our products, and it's because of this very dangerous option, the 1 to 2 day Prime Day shipping.
Oh, it's because we're lazy.
It just makes ordering things just so much easier. Like, I can honestly say for myself that if the item that I wanted could not be delivered in 2 days, I'm not even gonna bother. I'm not even gonna order.
Sometimes I'll add things to my cart so I can get my free 1 day shipping.
Yeah.
Because boy,
that's also dangerous too. Because I do that. Because like, in order for you to qualify for like a same day shipping, you have to order like $35 or more. And for me, sometimes I'm just like, well, I just need this HDMI cable. Well, I could be here the same day, so I might as well stack on a hard drive, a battery, a lens filter, just to equate it to like $35. But most of the time, it just kind of runs over to like $60 or something.
She's always listening, by the way.
She's always listening.
So she's probably making like an internal wish list of all the things you want.
Supposedly, that's what it's supposed to do, right? It's supposed to listen to all our conversation, watch our every moves, because this thing has a camera, so it can watch us.
It has a camera?
Mm-hmm. It has a camera.
I haven't even tried it out. How do you use the camera?
Well, you can actually call people with it too. So, like, if someone else has, like, you can also use the Alexa app, but if they also have the, oh shoot, I triggered it, didn't I? Okay, no, we're fine.
Don't say her name.
If someone else have the Echo Show, you can also do like FaceTime. It's not called FaceTime, but essentially that's what it is. Anyways, I would like to say that even though it's so easy to order with my voice, I like to think I have a lot more self-control and would not be easily succumb to voice purchasing.
Nope. Watch, I'm going to log into the Amazon account and it's going to be like order.
Yeah.
See, I have better self-control because I price shop.
Yeah.
So I always do my research and I read all the reviews and everything. So this won't work for me.
Cool. Well, It won't work on me either because I mainly.
Okay, let's make a bet. Let's make a bet.
Well, that's not fair because I'm the only one with the Echo, and you don't have one at your house. So
yeah, but I have more self-control.
Nope.
Let's make a bet.
No,
he won't bet with me.
I mainly got this device for the virtual assistant capabilities and to set my alarm to keep track of my schedule. And
he can't do this by himself.
I can't do this by myself. I'm completely useless. But also, the most important thing, to control my one and only Wi-Fi light bulb. So yeah. So another couple of things that I like about the Echo is that they don't really limit you to using just their service. By the way, this is not an ad. I know I'm talking a lot of nice things about it, but there's some things that gets on our nerves, which we'll bring up. But what I like about the Echo is that they don't really limit you to using the Amazon services, like how with Apple you sort of have to use their Mail app, their iTunes, their Apple Music, what else is there? Their calendar app, just so Siri could be used to its maximum potential. With the Echo, you can actually use Amazon Music, or you can use a subscription that you already have, like Pandora, Spotify, Sirius FM, or whatever. So it makes me happy that Amazon doesn't actually limit you to their ecosystem, which is a smart move on their part, because that's actually one of the things that really prevented me from hopping onto like Apple HomePod or something. But
Apple HomePod?
Yeah, Apple HomePod.
That's what it's called?
Yeah, Apple HomePod.
Why did you made that up?
So, and this thing is cool. You can also play YouTube videos with it, but there's some limitations to it, which we'll get into. So, again, we barely scratched the surface of what this thing can do. It can do so much more. Like earlier before the live show, we were playing Jeopardy off this device. So, yeah. So if you want to learn more about it, I have a link to the Amazon Echo show in the description box below. But first impressions, it's really cool, but the issue that we've been having with is just sort of with the voice commands. Like if you practice be the right word?
Practice
no, right? Well, voice commands. You have to. I guess you would have to be familiar with the voice commands.
You have to know the voice commands because if you talk to her, I'm like covering her like she has ears.
Yeah, I don't know why you're doing that.
I'm like, I don't want to insult her. She's listening, so I'm like, okay, don't listen. But if you don't know the voice commands, then she's not gonna know what you're saying. And like, yeah. So common things I would say to you, like if I'm like, oh, Jason, go do this, she won't do it. I have to phrase it in a certain way that she likes.
You have to be very specific. So yesterday we were trying to watch the Thor Ragnarok trailer, and what did you say?
I was like, search on YouTube Thor Ragnarok trailer.
No, that's before that. That's actually the better thing to say, because we just said, I don't want to say it because I would trigger it, but we would say, Amazon, can you show us the Thor Ragnarok trailer? And
she would be so confused.
She would be kind of confused. And then we would have to say, oh, can you show it to us on YouTube? And then
it gives us like
weird random reaction videos.
It gives you the first like best one or something like that. And then the best one is usually like reaction videos. But I was like, no, I don't want to see that. So you have to be very specific. I had to be like Thor Ragnarok Comic-Con 2017 trailer.
And for it to play the right one.
Yeah.
So that's something. And there's other things too. Like when I need to control my light, I just can't say, hey, turn on my light. I have to say, hey, turn on my room light. So
but it makes sense because you have to name it like something specific so that it can like program the specific thing. I act like I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we don't know what we're talking about. It's still very new to us. It's only been like 36 hours with this device. So
it's a baby.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely come back to this, or I'll come back to this. And I don't want to spend too much time talking about the Echo. So let us know what you guys pick up, and let us know if you guys are using an Echo yourself, and let us know how it's working out.
Let us know if you maximize its capabilities, because that's what we have to learn, is how to maximize it. Right now, all we've been doing is playing games with it, like Jeopardy and a trivia game. So it's like having another person that we can talk to. But I don't know if that's maximizing her capabilities.
The troll showed up right before the show. Someone left us a very mean comment, and he's in the chat now. So.
Ooh.
We don't want that here.
How are the comments? Hi.
Let's see here. But
if you guys know tips or something really cool that we should say, let me know.
Yeah.
Because I really want to like utilize her to her full capabilities. Cool. I know she's really powerful.
Okay. So Lewis Happy says, new gear, can't afford anything right now.
Same.
Good. Good stuff. Money not spent is money saved. Kevin Yen says new gear. He got an Oculus Rift. You know, we haven't played the Oculus Rift for all. We have one friend that has it, but we haven't seen him in a while. So she loves to play the virtual reality games where she would do like random office task, or like she likes to work at those burger joints. So she would like.
I've always wanted to work at like a burger joint or like a 7-Eleven because I like cash registers and customer service.
So she wants to live through that via virtual reality.
I don't know. So I lived through it through the HTC Vive. I love VR. Our friend, we never see him anymore because he's trapped.
He's trapped. He's gone. He's trapped in virtual reality.
Who got it? Kevin? Goodbye, Kevin. You're gonna be trapped in the Oculus.
I'm the Brown. What is up? Let's see here. I can't. If I butcher your name, I'm sorry, but it's SHR3K81. He's trying to sell some stuff just to afford the Sony A6300. Oh,
is your name Shrek?
Oh no!
I love Shrek.
Let's not talk about Shrek now. Alex Nostalgic says he's got a party mixer and an NPF dual charger. Really nice. I have the dual charger myself, and it charges the batteries a lot faster.
Where'd you get a dual charger?
Don't worry about it.
What's a party mixer?
Don't worry about it. Best Lee says greetings from Shanghai.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, ni hao.
Chris Mega Games is actually in California this time, Newport Beach, and his new gear is the Sony 85 1.8. Awesome stuff, man. Enjoy the good weather.
Ooh, pretty.
Let's see here. Vincent Herrickson says new gear, Nikon 7200 f2.8.
That's also a big one?
It's also a big one.
Did you hide it in your sock drawer from your wife too?
Yes, no. How is your wife, or how is your girlfriend, how is your significant other dealing with this long lens? Because Jim P needs some advice.
Sure.
Passion for Gadgets says new gear, OWC Thunder Bay 4 and 4WD Black 6 terabytes. Do you know what any of those are?
I know the WD Black 6 TB. It's a hard drive, but what's the OWC Thunder Bay for?
That's good. I mean, I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you. Come here.
I have a hard drive. I know stuff. Wait, what's the Thunder Bay for, though?
Well, I'm probably the worst person to try to explain it to you. But then, you know how like there's this one giant thing that I wanted to get that you can stick like 4 hard drives in it, and it does like a redundant backup? Okay, anyways.
Just kidding.
Jim P says the blue looks very flattering on Vivian.
Thank you. But the ones that are after, Rodrigo says isn't that purple. And it looks purple on
yeah, it looks purple
on the camera, but if you
live.
look at the light bulb, it's blue.
It's super blue. It's mega blue.
That's
we're not colorblind. At least I know I'm not.
I don't know. I'm not. Yeah. It looks purple. It looks cool. Yeah, it does look. I like it.
It looks purple, but yeah, we said blue, and it's looking really blue.
Let's make it purple. How do we do that?
Alexa, turn room light to purple.
Okay.
So this is legit purple now, but it doesn't look like
kind of pink.
It doesn't look like it changed much.
I like it back to blue.
Okay, let's change it back to blue. Alexa, turn room light to blue. There we go.
Okay.
Okay. Michael says he got 85mm 1.2. It hurts so good. Indeed. 1.2, dang.
A lot of 85s.
Let's see here. Oh, yeah, a lot of 85s, huh?
Yeah.
I have 2 85s, remember?
Take what?
Nothing. Let's see here. I see some questions ready for us, or ready for me for the Q&A. So hold them tight. We're going to do an open Q&A in just a bit. I keep saying we because I'm so used to saying that because Danny's around. But Danny, are you here? I hope you can at least drop by and say hello.
Oh, he's at Santa Barbara. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's too busy to look at us.
Same-day shipping is even more dangerous. I've never got anything. How do I get same-day shipping?
Sometimes when you like look up an item, it will say it's qualified for same free-day shipping.
That's so cool.
Not that I know. I'm not an expert at this.
It's like paying a friend to go pick up something for you.
Let's see here.
Oh, right here.
Keith says Jason is telling us how he shops.
That's how he shops so fast, because he's like thinking out loud and he talks and then it ends up picking it up and it orders it.
Yeah. Never let me come near any like gear because I just want to buy it after the fact. Let's see here. Rodell says he's happy that you are online today.
Rodell.
Hi, Rodell. Let's see here. Shrek is she's whose name not to be spoken.
I know.
Dave Sincere says, hey, you got Vivian riding shotgun with you. Yes.
I'm shotgun.
You're a shotgun.
Except I'm on the other side.
Maybe I'm shotgun.
I'm driving.
Well, in Europe, it will be I'm driving. So, by the way, I'm going to Europe, guys. If you guys didn't know, I released a video. I'll be in Europe August 29th.
To September something.
To September something. So, I'll talk more about that later. But if you guys are in the UK or
Go
Paris,
find him.
please find me.
Just him. Not me.
And take me out to clubs. Bo says he made it to another live stream of Jason. Yes, thank you, Bo, for joining in. Let's see here. What else? Keith says Apple HomePod is the stupidest name.
I thought it was made up.
No.
I can't believe it's a legit name.
It's real. It's called the HomePod. They want to be different.
It doesn't sound... Okay. So what is it? What is it?
Gary wants me to read out
what?
Or Amazon, order me a Sony A9 to 7200G Master, same day shipping. That is
bad.
So dangerous.
You're so bad.
Well, there's I think there's another layer to it. Like you have to like confirm the order.
But you don't have to put in any of your info, like your shipping info or your credit card. It's just all saved.
If you have it as enabled it as one click, it will you don't have to put in any of that information. But I think because there's this one time there's a newscast. They were reading out, and then a bunch of people ordered like new diapers or something.
Yeah, this is something like Alexa. Oh, never mind.
Cancel. Jeez. I don't need diapers. Maybe you do.
It's like I said Voldemort's name, and now they're coming after me.
Let's see here. Photo Miike says I want to get a HomePod for Christmas.
Get it.
Cool. Let's see here. Oh, I jumped stuff, but Chris Mega Game says you have to watch my Job Simulator series on channel. No.
Wait. The PlayStation VR can play the Job Simulator games because I have a PlayStation.
Don't encourage.
I have a PlayStation.
Don't encourage her.
And I can get the VR system. Is that the little thing with the balls on the controller? And then I can play Job Simulator. I can work at the convenience store again. Wait, this is so cool. Okay, I'm gonna check this out.
Thanks, Chris.
Bye.
Thanks. I know what to get you for your birthday now. Anyways, a fake job. David Johnson says new gear, 38-inch Parapop Glow Bowen. And I'll read a few more, guys. It's 7:20. We spent a little bit too much on the.
we triggered his echo dot.
There we go.
Sorry, Patrick.
Sorry, Patrick.
We gotta change her name to something else then.
Well, you can call it either Alex.
Don't say her name.
Amazon. You can call it, the first thing, and then Amazon or computer or Echo. But we have it as
computer,
whose name that we should not mention. Let's see here. Lolu says they got a Baddest 25 F2.
Nice.
And what else is there? I think we got it all. Oh, look. Let's see here. Let's see. Jay Sanchin says, "What up, JV? What is up?" And yeah. Chris says, "Yes, you can, dude. I'm helping you out. Now she won't be mad about you getting new gear." Okay, when I got this thing, she got a new purse too, so I think I'm off the hook.
No. I was already thinking about getting a purse for a while, and I was like looking into it and doing the reviews and all that stuff. Then that same day I was about to click purchase, he was like, "Should I get an Amazon Echo Show?" And I was like, nah. And
then we didn't tell each other, but we ordered what we wanted. And then when I told her that I got the Echo Show, she told me she got a purse. So I'm not the only one in this relationship hiding things.
But no. I told him I asked him. I was like, "Oh, should I get this purse? I need it for work." And he was like, "Okay."
What? I didn't say I needed it for work.
I said I needed it for work.
You needed it for work.
Yeah,
okay.
I needed it for work.
I need this. I kind of need this for work. Look, I put your face on it.
That's fine. As long as it keeps me as the wallpaper, then I'm happy.
I'm gonna change it to one of my cameras. That's Shubei right there. All right. Jim P says, "Vivian, think Coach bags."
Buy me more purses.
She wants okay, so I'm going to Paris.
Yes,
and she wants me to go buy. What do you want me to buy?
I'm not gonna say because now people are gonna think I'm high maintenance.
You are high maintenance.
I'm not.
I'm actually more high maintenance too because I told her to get me a Sony A9 and she wouldn't do it.
What?
I'm the Brown says.
Ask her now.
Did you tell Vivian about the Sony F? Oh.
What?
No, nothing. Anyways, thanks for stopping by. You've been a joy to have on.
Isn't the FS7 the really big video?
Thank you so much.
Wait, I'm gone?
You may go now. I'm just kidding.
Wait, are you kidding? I'm leaving, or you're kidding about the FS7?
I don't know what I'm kidding about anymore. I'm kidding about...
Are you still going to give me the PlayStation VR?
No. Yes.
Bye. I'm just kidding.
All right. Well, seriously, Vivian, thank you so much for coming on.
Water knows what I'm talking about.
You want to say anything else you want to tell our lovely viewers about yourself?
Bye, guys.
That's it. Just bye.
Let me know if you like me on the show. I'll come back if you guys like me.
I don't like you, so you're probably not coming back on.
Okay, bye.
I'm just kidding. All right.
Just kidding.
Thanks.
Bye.
What are you going to do now?
I'm going to go get boba.
Okay.
Peace.
Give me one, too.
Nope, just me. Ugh. Bye, guys. Ow.
Oh.
I have to get the chair out of... I'm still live.
You're still live. You're failing on the live show.
Bye, guys.
Don't cut the cords. Okay. Sorry, guys. Vivian has to go.
I don't have to. Jason kicked me
I didn't kick her out.
Jason kicked me off.
Alrighty. All right, guys. Again, thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We've been always talking about having Vivian to be on the show, and that was her first run, and I think she liked it. You liked it?
I'm still here. I'm supposed to be gone. You're breaking the illusion. I'm supposed to be gone.
You're about to go. And Patrick says, use this device to order the boba milk tea.
Oh, can it?
No.
Oh my gosh! Imagine if Alexa had Uber Eats or like.
You just activated it.
Oh, sorry.
Cancel app. Okay, whatever. Oh, I'll leave it at that.
Okay, I'm really gone now. Bye, guys.
Okay, guys, let's get into. Jeez, what is going on right here? Let's see. Thank you. All right, so let's get into the main topic of the show, and that is, should you adapt lenses to your Sony camera? I forgot what the topic was. We've been just having too much fun with the Amazon. I don't want to say it because then I'll trigger it again. But anyways, let's get on to the main topic, and that is, should you guys adapt third-party lenses to your Sony mirrorless camera? So if you guys been following me for a while, I'm like a huge advocate of using native lenses because, as you guys know, the native lenses will give you the best AF performance with your Sony cameras. But inevitably, there will always be people who are always curious, who are always looking to save some money, who are always asking if they could just adapt some lenses. And I can definitely feel for that, you know? And feel free, guys, to start chiming in your experience with adapting lenses, whether it be Metabones with Canon glass, MC11 with Sigma glass, or even a cheap photodiox and with manual focus lenses. So let me know what you're using, how you're using it, and how it's working out for you with the hashtag, I guess, adapter. Is my table too high? Well, it's the lowest that it can possibly be. Amanda Brown says, Jason Vong breaking the fourth wall. And I know Nathan Figueroa just dropped by. What's up, man? Thanks for tuning in. And he said he's a little bit disappointed that the last video did not have the actual test. I was originally going to release the autofocus test video right before the live, but then that would be like 3 videos today. So, and they would all come out relatively the same time. So I have to break one apart. So the autofocus test video for the Sigma Art 24-70 will come out tomorrow. Anyways, the reason that this topic was, I chose this topic was because I picked up the Sigma 24-70 f2.8 art lens, which Vivian did not hear just now. But this is the latest 24-70 out in the market right now, and also is Sigma's latest, along with their 14mm 1.8, I believe. I'll leave this right here, just so you guys can take a look at it. And let me just pull out the G Master so you guys can see the size comparison of these two lenses. So now a lot of people are really looking at the 24-70 as a alternative to the Sony G Master, and I really can't blame them for that because the price difference between these two lenses is almost $1,000. The Sigma being about $1,300 and the G Master being $2,200. So, and of course, this is minusing the cost of the MC11 adapter, which if you want to throw that in, it would make this combination, I guess, $1,500 to $1,600 US. It's still a lot cheaper than the G Master, but the real question is, does the MC11 with this lens right here work well with your Sony camera, or will it at least be good enough? Now, Let's see here. Thank you. Now, I went into this lens knowing exactly what to expect, but I still did it anyways because I know people are asking about it. So I want to be able to use this lens right here with the Sony cameras, just so I can report back to you guys. So I tested the lens out in a photo situation over the weekend. As we mentioned earlier, we were helping our friends shoot a film on Saturday. We were shooting a horror film, and I was casually doing behind the scenes photo, which I regret to inform you guys that I can't share any of the photos yet because I'm under NDA, but I can at least comment my experience with the lens and the camera combination. So it's safe to say right now that the A7R2, the 24-70 f2.8, the MC11 adapter is not reliable. I'm going to repeat myself. It is not reliable. So yes, it is a horror film. Yes, it was dark, but there were scenes where it was well lit, and this combination was still very slow at grabbing focus. So every time I did back button focusing, the whole lens would do like a full turn on one direction and then another full turn the other direction before it actually locked on focus. So if you're thinking about using this combination right here for your wedding works or your event works, I'd say don't bother. It's not ready yet. At least this current firmware right now with both the adapter and the lens, it's just not ready. Maybe the next one, that's something that I'm hoping for, but at least right now it's not ready yet. Now, prior to this, I tested the Sigma 85 1.4 at a speaking event. It was a fairly well-lit classroom, I would say, and the lens surprisingly locked on focus pretty darn fast. Like, it was quick, it was sharp. At 1.4, it rarely hunted. So I would say the 85 Sigma with the MC11 adapter on the A7R2 had the best performance thus far compared to the other compatible Sigma lenses. So I have to admit, with the 85, the Sigma 85, it really surprised me. So going back to the 24-70, autofocusing in video mode wasn't that bad. And that's something that you guys will see in tomorrow's video. And I would say it held up pretty darn well. And it's very similar to the performance that the 18-35 art lens gave, the test that I did last year. From what I noticed, the Sigma does take a little while to respond with the autofocus in video, but it's really not that bad. And I'd say it's very possible. But like with most Sigma glasses, it does make noise when it autofocuses in video mode. So this is no exception. It's loud, it's present, that AF noise is there. So if your only source of audio just comes from your camera, even if you're using a shotgun mic, it will still pick up that noise. So back to the age-old question, should you adapt lenses to your Sony cameras? Short answer is no. There's just way too much issues unless you're willing to put up with them. And the long answer is it's a case-by-case study. And what isn't a case-by-case study, right? If you're a portrait photographer and you've been curious about Sony, it wouldn't be a bad thing to try it and adapt it with the lenses you already own. But that is only if you have control over the environment, the lighting, the situation in general, and you can tolerate the slower focusing with the adapted lenses, then it could definitely work really well for you. But if you're in a fast-paced environment where nailing the shot is absolutely critical, yeah, I probably wouldn't rely on adapted lenses. Now, for the video, guys, using this 24-70, I would say go manual focus. And yeah, go manual focus. If you're used to pulling focus with manual lenses, then I think this one right here, the 24-70, would be a pretty darn good lens, because unlike the Sony, it's not focused by wire, so you can actually get some pretty good focus pull with it. And it has built-in stabilization, which is one of the few, maybe one of the two, I'm not too quite sure, but the Canon and the Sony does not have stabilization built into their lenses, but this one, the Sigma, has stabilization inside, like the Tamron, so it's going to be good for any sort of running and gunning filming. So yeah, let's get into the comments and see what you guys are saying. Gosh, this is a little bit harder without Danny here, because with Danny, at least I'm able to like read the comments, or if someone's presenting, someone can just start looking at comments. This is a little bit harder. And that's the aspect that I really like about the podcast, is that having someone on the show will kind of make the exchange. I don't know about you guys, but I like watching podcasts that has like a dual person conversation. Or I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. But anyways, let's go ahead and read some stuff. Let's see here. Dave Sincere comment says you can't do eye autofocus with foreign lenses. That's true. I think the Metabones can if you have it in a certain mode. That's something that we talked about in the previous shows. The MC11 adapter allows you to use eye autofocus with the Sigma lenses, compatible Sigma lenses. So that's something to definitely note. I'm the Brown says it was cheaper for me to slowly convert from Canon to Sony, and that's something that's a situation that I was in too. So I can relate to I'm the Brown. When I was switching over to Sony, I was adapting lenses, and eventually I sold off all my Canon lenses and started slowly building up my Sony collection. So all I have is Sony lenses now, with the exception of this Sigma right here. I'm probably gonna sell this to my friend who I do the wedding film with. So because I'm not planning on keeping this lens, but I did buy it just so I have some hands-on experience with it. So I'll probably keep it for like another month or two, just to really figure out all its quirks to share with you guys. Chris Barr says, I have a lot of vintage glass that I use. And that's something that I see a lot of people would try to do with their Panasonic GH4 and 5 and the Sony cameras. They would buy cheap adapters and like adapt manual focus, like old vintage manual focus lenses. And they look really good. They look really sharp. Let's see here. Dave Sincere says, this thing is huge. So without the MC11 adapter, it's actually a tad bit shorter than the G Master, as you guys can see right here, right? So with the MC11 adapter, it does add an extra bit of length to it. So it does make it very similar to the G Master in the end when you adapt it to the Sonys. Michael also made a comment saying it looks like a bazooka, and Lewis Happy says the Sigma has more girth. And if you guys watched the newest video today, I compared the two weight, and it's not very scientific, but the Sigma does feel a little bit more heftier, a little bit more heavier, and my guess is because there's stabilization built in. There's probably a lot more stuff going on, but that's just my guess. I could be wrong though, but it is definitely a little bit heavier than the G Master. Alex Nostalgic says MC11 with the 24 is what I use for drifting motorsports. Autofocus through confirmation sound does not represent true focus. Ooh, that's very interesting. Was the photos at least still good? Can you let us know, Alex? Rodell says, yes, you should adapt to your Sony for fun, but not for paid gigs because of too much hunting. I adapted for a group shoot in low light with Canon 16-35 2.8 plus Metabones 4, but couldn't find fast focus. So yeah, that's definitely very true. Like back when I was still waiting for the unicorn lens, the 70-200 G Master, I was adapting the Canon 70-200, great, sharp, super great lens, but I used it with the Metabones and my A7R II for like concert gigs. It surprisingly worked pretty darn well. I mean, it did hunt a little bit, but for the most part, that combination was solid. But of course, once I got the G Master, game changer. I wouldn't call it game changer, but game changer for me. Casper says, Sony 24-70 G Master is awesome. Yes, it is. Piero says, primes work better than zooms. Well, primes, as in like adapting primes, are better than zooms. I think so. I think you're right. I think that's definitely something worth considering as well. Because 18-35, it's been a while, so I don't really remember the performance of it. But the 35-1.4 for the Sigma also didn't do that great of a job, if I remember. Anyways. Yeah, keep commenting on your experience, guy. Let me know what it is, or how adapting lenses has worked out for you guys. Even if you're not adapting lenses right now, let me know what was the experience like when you did. Steve, how's it going, man? Hey all, got my internet sorted out at long last. Looking crispy, Jason. See, I'm shooting behind or in front of this white wall now, so you can't really see the depth of field. Actually, I'm shooting like 4.0 on this. But last week I was shooting with the 55 at like 1.8. Man, that background looks so smooth. Piero says, but I've adapted Nikon with the Velo adapter for slow-moving subjects. It works decent. There was a lot of lights going on. Awesome. Let's see here. I lost it again. There you go. Alex says the AF clicks. Yes, yes. Alex says manual focus all day. Okay. Dale says, I'm the Brown. When I decided to get back into photography after a couple of decades off, all my lenses were Canon mount, manual focus, and an Meyer optic. And they were all better than the kit lens. Once I decided I could make the jump from film to digital, then I started picking up better lenses. Awesome, Dale. Let's see here. Chris Barr says, if I'm going to video and use manual, I will shoot with old vintage lens for a fraction of the cost. And yes, I do have a friend that did the exact same thing. And, you know, it doesn't matter what you're using, you know, for sure. I personally just like using autofocus lens because I shoot a lot of YouTube videos and I have to rely on the face detection because I often shoot like this. And since I am used to the autofocus with the cameras, I'm confident enough to take it out to shoot my professional gigs. Like for weddings, I would always use autofocus. It's tricky though. You definitely need a lot of practice because we do have a third shooter. Sometimes on our footage, I do notice it bounced back and forth a little bit, but it didn't bother me too much. But definitely be careful on that. You just for weddings, if you guys shoot wedding films, I would say keep your autofocus settings to normal, all normal. Don't choose responsive because it will bounce focus back and forth when it's unresponsive. If you guys haven't watched my autofocus guide video, watch that one. That one's a good one. A lot of resourceful stuff if you want to learn more about autofocusing with the Sony glass. Dale says, autofocus does not work with metabones for me. There's a setting that you have to do. I don't know if you have to do it through a computer, but it's possible. So yeah. I think you might have to look it up on the website, but it is possible. It just doesn't work as well. It's better to keep it whatever mode you have right now. People are commenting on a 20mm Art 1.4, and I think I might have briefly mentioned this, but I did own the 20mm 1.4 from Sigma for like a little bit, but I ended up selling it because I couldn't justify keeping it. I love that lens a lot, but unfortunately, if I have to look at the mileage on that lens, I wasn't getting too much of it. So I have to part with it and get something else. Alrighty, let's see. Film It Well Productions ask what lens you use for wedding videography as your main cam and your second shooter. So just really quickly, I want to do open Q&A in about 10 minutes. So hang on to that tight. Hang on to that question tight. All right, Keith is about to head off. Thank you, Keith, for stopping by. You're awesome, man. And yeah, I think I got most of your comments. And guys, thank you for sharing about your adapted lens experience. So the last thing I want to talk about today before we get into the open Q&A, and if you guys want to start queuing up your Q&A questions, your questions, use the hashtag QA right now. All right. So the last thing I want to talk about today is the Venmo scam story. So a few of you guys shared this news with me that I want to bring up really quickly on this podcast. The Venmo scam story, guys, it went viral. My story didn't go viral, but the scam phenomenon of Venmo went viral. You know, it made it onto The Verge, it made it onto Petapixels and other related photography, videography news sites. So if you guys were following along on our Monday Night Lives a couple weeks ago, I brought up a story on how this one guy by the name of Andy Mai almost scammed me out of my 85 G Master. But luckily, I trusted my gut feeling and did not meet up with, well, I was going to meet up with him, but I trusted my gut feeling to not part my lens with him or part my lens to him. Unfortunately, for one Sony shooter, he did lose out on an A7R2, a 24-70 G Master, a 70-200 G lens, along with several items. So I'm not going to repeat my whole story. So if you don't know what's going on, you can listen to one of the previous Monday Night Lives where we go like into extensive details. But I will talk about this article from The Verge, which will give you an idea of what happened. So Rasa, one of the victims, sold his Blackmagic Ursa Mini on Facebook Marketplace to the same exact scammer by the name of Andy Mai. So $4,300 was posted on Rasa's Venmo, but the money came in increments from $80 to $90 at a time. The scammer sent about a total of 52 transactions, which was the same tactic that he was going to use on me. And unfortunately for Rasa, even though Rasa knew that this multiple transaction thing was weird, he still parted with his gear. I, on the other hand, knew that something was wrong right when it was happening to me. I texted the guy back. I was like, no, I don't want to have 52 transactions. I want to have one clean transaction. So that's when the scammer knew he wasn't going to get me, so he backed off. But lo and behold, for Rasa, an email came in from Venmo telling him that his account was frozen due to some funny business. So he became one of the 4 victims that got hit in that 2-week span. So according to the Verge article, these victims, they found as many as 20 people who have fallen prey to the same scam over the course of 2 weeks. The group running the scam targeted victims on Facebook Marketplace, seeking out video pros in LA area and insisting on Venmo payment to ensure a clean getaway. The person who showed up to pick up the goods varied as Venmo account as did the Venmo account, but the payment always came from an account with Andy Mai in the name, suggesting a single group was behind all the scams. So it's not just one person, it's multiple people using the same name and hitting multiple victims. So each time one account got blocked, another account with a new variant of that name sprung up, ready for a new victim. So again, guys, without doing like an entirely separate, without doing another entire podcast episode on this whole scam thing, always just accept cash payment if you're selling used gear, and just do it safely. And if your spider senses are tingling, telling you that something is wrong, action, just don't go through with it. So for more, I guess, safety tips on this whole buying used gear, selling used gear thing, definitely watch the Monday Night Live that we did a few weeks ago. Alrighty, guys. Woo, 7:45. I think I did pretty well without Danny. I miss Danny. Alrighty, guys. Let's see what Q&A you guys have for me. And if you guys want to comment with the whole Venmo scam story, let me know. Just use the hashtag Venmo or something, and I'll read it out loud. Guys, if you guys are tuning in, I forgot to mention this. I forgot to plug myself, but hey, give this video a thumbs up. Film It Well. Film It Well Production says, what lens do you use for wedding videography as your main camera and your second shooter? Okay, so I have a video on this too, but it's kind of outdated. So we still use the A7R2, the A7S2, and the A6500 for our wedding. I rock the A7R2 as my main camera, regardless if I'm a first shooter or a second shooter, and my partner shoots with the A7S2. And we both have the A6500. So that's sort of our, I would say for him, he would use the 6500 more. So our main camera is the A7R2 and the A6500. The A7S2 is sort of like the second cam for him. And the reason why is because the A6500 just has way better autofocus than the A7S2. But with the A7S2, we like using it for reception because of the low light. So yeah, we kind of like to save the A7S2 for like the darker parts of the day. But lens-wise, we like to rock 55-1.8. It's a supremely beautiful lens on the full frame. So we like to use 18 2.8, 55 1.8, 85 1.8. Those are the three lenses that we use quite often. Lewis Happy says, Q&A, In a year, I'll be going to Australia to study abroad and want to vlog and do photography. Would you recommend a Sony a6000 or 6300? So I'm sorry, I'm just like burping right now. If you can get the 6500, I would say get the 6500 because that's a great vlogging camera and a great photography camera. A6000 is more just photography, but if you want to vlog, the 6300 or the 6500 would be better. And if you can afford the 6500, just go straight for it. The A6000 does not have a mic input, so you can't actually plug in an external microphone unless you use Sony's multi-interface shoe mic, which you can watch my video on it. I published it like two videos ago, so watch that if you are thinking, if you still want to get the 6000. But for the most part, if you want really good video quality, really good sound quality, go with the 63 or the 6500. And feel free to come up to follow up with some questions too. I'm the Brown recommended to just be a wedding crasher if you want to get into wedding photography. Nathan asks, how did you get into wedding photography? Okay, so I don't do too much wedding photography. I really wish I could, but we mainly always just get hired for wedding videography. But for wedding photos, I kind of hopped on I have a lot of friends who do wedding photos too. So sometimes I would just volunteer myself and be their second or third shooter, even fourth shooter, just so I can get some experience. So the best way I would say is just to like kind of piggyback one of your friends if you know that they're doing wedding photos, even wedding videos. Just be like, hey, can I just help you guys out, and just make sure you know their workflow. Just have them brief you in on how they do things and making sure where you need to be so you don't get in the way of their shots. So yeah, that would be one of the best ways to try to get yourself into the business. I can't. There we go. Alex, Q&A. How do you split your personal Jason Vong swag channel and your swag wedding stuff? It's kind of hard. Really, it is kind of hard to try to separate it because I don't know. It's just hard for me to keep up with two things. So I just generally try to loop it all into one thing. But my friend runs the wedding business. So like I'm his partner. So we just kind of work on it together. So he handles that business aspect while I handle more of my own YouTube stuff, but like we help each other out. So that's I guess that's how we would split the wedding stuff in this YouTube channel. Pat Adolfo says, hi senpai, hello. Jim P says, at all, do a Google search for The Verge Venmo. Yeah, it's a pretty big story, so you guys can't miss it. I'm just surprised they didn't reach out to me to get my statement. I could have told them some things. No, they wanted actual victims that actually got scammed. I didn't get scammed, so that's why they probably didn't want me. Okay, Shrek81 says, would anyone recommend a camera rental place before actually buying? So if you're asking as an advice whether or not you should rent, yeah, you definitely should. If you are in Los Angeles or New York or San Francisco, use like those peer-to-peer rental sites like sharegrid.com. Yeah, sharegrid.com. That's the only one I know. Try sharegrid.com if you guys want to rent locally from peer-to-peer. And that's a good time because it's more often than not, those peer-to-peer rental sites charge way less than your actual rental houses so that you can actually have more time to play with your gear. But of course, these peer-to-peer sites, they're not as reliable as your rental house. So if you professional, you should not rely on ShareGrid. It's a good resource, but don't rely on it. Always just stick with your, rental house from either B&H, Borrow Lenses, Adorama, or Sammy's. But if you're someone who's looking to just try a lens out, try a piece of gear out, try a camera out, then those peer-to-peer rental sites is pretty awesome. So yes, if you want to rent before you buy something, definitely look into it. And if you're looking for a place, then yeah, sharegrid.com if you are in the area where it services, or if you can do it through Borrow Lenses or Lens Pro to go as well. Dave Sincere says, you're doing great. Take your time. Hopefully I'm not talking too fast again. I remember when I was doing the whatchamacallit, talk, the presentation at Sammy's, and then a lot of people told for the first day, a lot of people were telling me to like kind of slow down because I was going YouTube pace. So I was just like blasting the information, and I got through my presentation in like about 30 minutes when I have the floor for like an hour. So the next day I actually slowed it down and tried to engage with the audience more. So thank you guys who showed up to the first and the second day. And I apologize for people who showed up the first day because it wasn't as polished as the second day. But you guys did really help me out on my presentation, and I want to thank you guys for that. You guys are awesome. Hopefully I'll have more speaking gigs soon. Whew. All right. Pat Adolfo says, have you adapted manual lenses on your Sonys before? Yeah, so I use the Rokinon Cine lens, the Rokinon Cine lenses on my Sony A7R and the A7S too. So they work great. I love them. The look on them looks absolutely gorgeous. Patrick says, I have the 55 Sony. How does the 85 compare to it? I know they're different lenses, but I'm talking about in terms of build quality, autofocus, and image quality. So Zeiss 55, a lot of people would say it's a whole nother level. You know, you have that Zeiss 3D pop, and I can see it. I think a lot of people would argue that you can definitely see the Zeiss pop in the Zeiss 55 and the Zeiss 85. But for the most part, build quality and everything, I don't know. To me, it just feels the same, you know. I'm not sure if the 55 is weather sealed or not. So if someone can help me out in the chat and let me know if the 55 is weather sealed. But for the most part, the build quality on the 85 is pretty darn sturdy. Autofocus is blazing fast. The image quality is amazing. People are saying that they probably took the Zeiss Batis 85, stripped it out of a shell, and put it into the 85-1.8. But when I took photos with both those lenses, I feel like I do see the Zeiss 3D pop on the 85 Zeiss Batis, and not so much on the 85. But that's very subjective. Again, that's very subjective. The 85-1.8 is pretty solid. So if you're using it on a full frame camera, yeah, the 85 is great. I love it. I love it a lot. I'm the Brown says, you're doing great. You're a natural pontificator. I want to read your comment out loud because you used the word pontificate. I feel like only Gary V used that word. I don't know. That's when I first heard that word. Let's see here. You don't need Danny. You just need to make each other better. Thanks, man. Danny and I don't know. I feel like me and Danny really got used to the show. I remember when we first started, we were just kind of like, it was just kind of awkward because we didn't really know each other and we just weren't really holding a conversation. But as time went by, I feel like our conversations got a lot better and better, and it's more engaging on the podcast. So yeah, I'm excited for next week's show. So today I was like kind of freaking out. I was like, oh man, what am I going to do by myself? But this is great. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys. You guys are good sports. Jim P photos. Let's see here. Jason, I have an 1.855. Do you consider that good for portraits? That I wouldn't need the 85. It depends, man. You can definitely shoot portraits with the 55. But if you're asking my personal opinion, I love the look on the 85 a lot more because of that compression. It just makes the subject look a lot more flattering. But 55 is good too. I've shot with both. But if I have to do a portrait, I turn to the 85. Dave Sincere says, I just shot a friend's birthday party on Saturday. I had my camera in the trunk, asked him if he wouldn't mind. He was all for it, picked up 1 gig and a possibility of another just from that. Advice, Dave, to just have your camera on you all the time. I'm too scared to leave my camera in the trunk because of theft. Like anywhere I go, I would like, if I have gear on me, gear comes with me. It does not stay in a car, not even for a second, because I hear a lot of horror stories in LA where like people just get jacked. I think one of my friends got their laptop jack, and she was only like gone for like literally 2 minutes. She just got out of her car, and then like when she returned, someone broke into the window and stole her laptop. It's insane. So it's scary. It's scary for me. Nathan says Lens Pro to go is crazy expensive. I haven't gotten a chance to really compare the price between Lens Pro to go and borrow lenses, but I've just been renting from Sammy's, my local camera store. It's just easier. Nez Zeus says, how do you decide when buying a new gear like a lens or another camera body? At this point, I wouldn't consider needing to buy another camera body. It'd just be more of a lens selection. So I think it's an age-old advice, to always invest in better glass, because better glass ends up holding their value a lot longer than a camera body. Because as if you were on the show earlier, a lot of people are still using vintage lenses on their cameras because, they still look great. The images still ends up looking really, really sharp. So yeah, always invest in glass instead of camera bodies. Let's see here. Lewis Happy says, coming to Iowa to do a workshop anytime soon. Man, I wish. Hopefully someday I can hop on a workshop or something. If you guys know Manny Ortiz, he's coming to LA end of next month with Scott Robert Lemon throwing a workshop. So if you guys are in LA, come to Manny's workshop. I unfortunately can't go because I have to go to San Francisco to shoot a wedding, which I'm super bummed about. Patrick Chang says, Lens Rental gives you the option of buying lenses you rented. They take into account the rental price and the rental charge and the purchase price. Yeah, that's definitely true too. So you can, if you like what you borrow, you can actually buy it and keep it yourselves. But I would rather much buy a brand new one from a website or from someone else, because the lenses from Lens Rental or Borrow Lenses have been handled by a lot of people. So unless it's significantly cheaper, then yeah, I would probably consider it. Let's see here. All right, so MF Jones says, hey, Jason, I'm looking to upgrade my A6000 to full frame. What glass is comparable to the Sigma 31.4 and the Rokinon 12? Those are my two used lenses. So the 31.4, guess my equivalent to that is the 55.1.8, which is like rock solid. And the Rokinon 12 millimeter, 2.8. Nah, that might be an overkill. I'm not too quite sure on the wide. Maybe the 14 from the 14 2.8 that autofocus is from Rokinon. But if you're using the A7R2, you can actually put the camera in Super 35 mode and still use those two lenses, and they'll still work great. Granted, they will be 18 megapixels instead of 42. But yeah, for sure, for the Sigma 30 millimeter 1.4, I guess the next upgrade for that would be the 55 1.8 from Zeiss. Casper says, Jason, is the 24 to 70 G Master too heavy for the crane? Yes. Yes, it is. Too heavy. I think someone tried to balance the 18 to 35 recently from what I saw in the post. Even though it's possible, I feel like you can't really like pivot the gimbal too much. It's just pretty much stuck in this position. Like you can't pan up or pan down. So even if you're using a long lens, even if you get it to balance, there's just not enough clearance from the camera LCD to the back of the gimbal. So you wouldn't even be able to utilize the whole motion of the gimbal. So I wouldn't recommend it either way. Pat Adolfo says, have you ever thought of using a video game controller to improve your workflow for photo and video editing? I actually bought a Logitech key binding specialized keyboard thing. You're supposed to use that to like program attacks to your game characters in a video game, but I use it to program editing shortcut keys to it. Long story short, I stopped using that thing because it was just like too many devices on my table, and it just started getting super crowded. So I ended up, I think I still have it. I'm looking to sell it, but yeah, I used to do that. But it was just quicker for me to do the keyboard shortcuts on my own keyboard. Jim P says the 5518 is not weather sealed. Thanks for your opinion on the 85. My wife will bury me twice as deep. I'm so glad you're still alive, Jim. If you don't show up to one of our Monday Night Live, I think I know what happened. Chris Bars asked a pretty random question. Do you like pizza, and what topping do you like the most? I'm going to spark this debate right now. I like pepperoni and pineapple, and I think pineapple goes well on a pizza. I probably lost like 2,500 subscribers right there. I don't understand this whole debate of like people hating pineapple on pizza. I think like there's a period of time where on my Instagram story where like people are just sub-storying about people and having pineapple on their pizza. It's not a big deal to me, but I do like it. It's very tasty. Okay, here. Okay, here. Shrek says, gained a lot of insights and received tons of help and advice on choosing my first camera. Thanks to Jason and to everyone in the chat. See you guys in the next one. I'm out. Thanks, Shrek, for stopping by. I'm glad this has been helpful. Let's see here. Jean Louis. I'm sorry, I'm butchering your name. I know it's French, but I'm so sorry. What are your thoughts on the Camland 50 1.4 for shooting portraits, and how does it compare to the 3518 on a 6300 body? I can't really comment any firsthand experience on that, as I haven't played with two of those lenses yet, so I don't want to give you any wrong information. But if anybody has experience with the Camland 50 1.4, 1.1, or the 3518, let Joan know. David, so good. So David Oster, so good to see you here, man. Pat Adolfo is confirming, is it the Logitech G13? Yes, it is. Yes, it was. That's the one. Dave Sincere likes mushrooms on his pizza. Lewis says gross, and he unsubscribed. Alex also unsubscribed. Oh man, I'm sorry, guys. Pineapple is my jam, man. Pineapple is my jam on the pizza. No Draw Camp says Hawaiian pizza. Love. Damon Hart says I just don't like pineapple in general. Rodell says I'm okay with pineapple. Let's go for pizza. I've had pizza 2 days in a row already. If you guys have worked on any sort of film set, there's always going to be pizza. And we got Domino's. And then the day after, which is yesterday, we got deep dish pizza from I forgot what the place is called, but we got this deep dish pizza. So I'm kind of tired of pizza right now, at least for a month. Michael says pineapple, yes. Nathan says pineapple and pepperoni is amazing. Dave Sincere says I like pineapples on my smoothie. And yes, let's see here. Casper, so the 24-70 G Master is too long and would get caught up in the gimbal. Even if you get it to balance, yes, it probably wouldn't be ideal. Well, if you're using it on the Jiyun crane, that would definitely suffer the issue that I talk about. But if you use it on a Ronin or a Ronin M, I think it's definitely possible. We balance the Canon 24-70 with the A7S II on the Ronin M, and it works great. All right, guys, I'm going to go through a few more questions, and then we'll call it a night. Dave Sincere asks, Jason, are you ever nervous on a shoot? Always. Always nervous. More anxious than nervous, I would say. Like even today, like even before live shows or even shooting a video, I would say I'm a little bit anxious. But you guys are awesome. You guys are champs. You know, you guys definitely help soothe the nervousness or the anxiety away. So thank you guys for being so awesome. I really appreciate it. Talking to you guys is like talking to friends. I always joke with Vivian that she always invites me to like her coworker hangouts. Like she would invite me to this hangout with her coworkers, and I always say I can't relate to your coworkers because all I can do is just talk about camera gear. I can't talk about anything else but like Sony or something. And then she was like, "No, you'll be fine." And then yeah, I'm just pretty much quiet in the table. And then when they finally ask me stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah. No, I make YouTube videos and I start going on and on about it. But if there's like anything about like retirements or buying homes and houses, I'm just like, I can't relate. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah. Lewis Happy asks, are the Sony mics better than the Rode mics? And which specific mic would you say is the best below $150? No, the Sony mics are not better than the Rode mics. I would say go for the Rode mics. And if you need some good options, I say the Rode Video Micro. It's $60, I believe. It's really good, but it drains the battery really fast. The next option, the best option you might want to consider is getting the Rode Video Mic Pro. It's $50 more, but it's well worth it. I would say wait for the new one. The new one will take like AA batteries or something, or rechargeable AA batteries. So I will wait for that one to come out. The new Video Mic Pro. Awesome. Let's see here. Jim P says, thanks again. High fives. Enjoy Europe. And hugs, Vivian. Vivian fell asleep. Nathan says, Nathan made a comment, Rode Micro is pretty bad unless you got a camera with good preamp. That's interesting. Actually works okay for me. The only issue that I have with the Video Micro is that it just drains the battery way too darn fast. So Nathan says he's found a RX 105 on B&H in a 9 condition for $789. Do it, man. Get it. Get it. INZ says, hi, Jason. Just want to say hi, and I'm glad you're not sleeping on the couch yet. Still alive, Inez. All right, guys. It's 8:08. I stay on a little bit longer. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this Monday Night Live. I'm going to be releasing the autofocus test on the 24-70 from the Sigma tomorrow. And next Monday, we will be having the Monday Night Live on Danny's channel. So hopefully we'll have a guest then. Stay tuned. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, and we'll let you know what's going to go down next Monday Night Live. Thank you again for joining me. I was going to say us. Oh, yeah, us, Vivian. But she's asleep right now. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.